Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Shohei Otani is nothing short of a phenomenon in the world of baseball right now. The way he's dominating the game, it almost feels like he's rewriting the playbook on what it means to be a two-way player. Since joining the Los Angeles Dodgers for the 2024 and 2025 seasons, Otani has been on a tear, chasing down some of the most iconic home run records in the history of the sport. Right now, he's sitting just shy of Roger Maris' mark for the most home runs hit by a player in his first 2 years with the team. Maris set that bar at 100 homers during his early days with the New York Yankees, and Otani is knocking on the door with 96, and that number keeps climbing. To put this in perspective, Maris' record has stood for decades, a symbol of power hitting excellence that not many players even come close to. But Otani is in a league of his own, pushing the boundaries with every swing. If he manages to surpass Maris, and at this pace it certainly feels possible, he won't just stop there. The trail leads right to the likes of Alex Rodriguez and Babe Ruth, two of baseball's all-time greats, whose home run totals in their initial years with the Yankees were staggering. Rodriguez, often referred to simply as Erod, piled up 109 homers in his first 2 years, while the legendary Babe Ruth hammered out 113. These numbers aren't just statistics. They're milestones etched into the fabric of baseball history. Now, beating these legends is no small feat. Both Rodriguez and Ruth were forces of nature at the plate, and their accomplishments have become part of the lore that defines the sport. But Otani's journey has been anything but ordinary. He's consistently turned what seems impossible into something almost routine, blending power, speed, and pitching prowess in a way the game hasn't seen in decades. It's easy to forget that this is the same player who once carried the weight of expectations as a Japanese sensation before crossing over to Major League Baseball, and even more impressive considering the pressure he faces as a two-way star. But despite his on-field brilliance, Otani's story isn't without its darker chapters. While he's been breaking records and dazzling fans, he's also been embroiled in some off-field controversies that threaten to overshadow his achievements. The most serious of these is a massive lawsuit valued at $240 million. The allegations are harsh, accusing Otani and his agent of using their celebrity status to undermine the interests of others involved in a project, basically exploiting their fame for personal financial gain. Details of the lawsuit paint a troubling picture that doesn't exactly shine a favorable light on Otani. This kind of legal trouble can weigh heavily on an athlete, especially one who's still trying to carve out a legacy in the sport. For Otani, the challenge becomes twofold: maintaining peak performance on the field while navigating the storm brewing off it. It also raises questions about the long-term value of the Dodgers' investment. The team shelled out a huge sum for a player who can pitch and hit, but there's speculation about how long he will continue to pitch given the strain on his body. It's a delicate balancing act, maximizing his unique talents while managing his health and off-field distractions. Meanwhile, the Dodgers as a team have faced their own hurdles. Despite coming so close to sweeping the American League leaders, the Toronto Blue Jays, they found themselves caught in a slump shortly after. This roller coaster ride has been frustrating for a team with championship aspirations, especially when losses come against division rivals like the Los Angeles Angels. The Dodgers have struggled to string together consistent wins lately, which has put pressure on their manager, Dave Roberts, to call for more urgency from the players. Roberts has been clear about what's needed. The team is talented, no doubt, but recent performances have been middling at best. Whether it's starting pitching, situational hitting, or base running, the Dodgers haven't been able to get the job done consistently. That's been the source of frustration as they try to fend off challengers in the tightly contested National League West. With their lead shrinking to just one game ahead of the San Diego Padres, every match counts, and the margin for error is razor thin. Roberts emphasizes that the issue isn't a lack of effort or care, but rather the results. The simple fact that the team hasn't been able to close the deal when it matters most. Among the bright spots in the Dodgers lineup is outfielder Tascar Hernandez, a two-time All-Star who has quickly become a key piece for the franchise. Hernandez's journey has been interesting in itself. Originally a fan favorite with the Toronto Blue Jays, he spent 6 seasons there before a trade sent him to the Seattle Mariners. After just a year in Seattle, he found his way to Los Angeles, where he's been a consistent contributor. What's fascinating is that he almost made a return to Toronto this past offseason. Talked were close, but ultimately the Dodgers secured him on a 3-year extension worth $66 million, with a club option after 2 years. Hernandez has been delivering solid numbers, hitting for a respectable average and knocking out home runs at a steady clip. His presence in the lineup adds depth and power, something the Dodgers desperately need in their quest for back-to-back World Series titles. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have made some moves of their own, bringing in left-handed slugger Anthony Santandere to complement their mostly right-handed batting order. Although Santandere has struggled with injuries and consistency, another young player, Addison Barger, has emerged as the left-handed power hitter the team was searching for. Both the Dodgers and the Blue Jays are sitting atop their respective divisions, looking like legitimate World Series contenders. With records in the high 60s for wins and just over 50 losses, these teams are setting the stage for what could be an epic showdown come October. And it's not just about the numbers or standings, it's about the narratives. Otani chasing historic records, Hernandez almost returning home, the Dodgers fighting to regain momentum. All these stories intertwine to create an electrifying atmosphere as the season approaches its climax. What makes Otani's pursuit even more compelling is the unique nature of his game. Unlike most power hitters who focus solely on offense, Otani does it all. Pitching at a high level while also mashing home runs requires a rare combination of talent, work ethic, and resilience. It's a delicate balance, and every time he steps onto the field, fans are witnessing something extraordinary. The question remains how long he can sustain this incredible dual-threat performance, especially as the pressures and injuries inevitably mount. And while his home run chase is capturing headlines, it's clear that Otani's impact goes beyond just the numbers. He's changing perceptions, breaking stereotypes, and inspiring a whole new generation of players around the world. His success has elevated the global appeal of baseball, proving that talent transcends borders and that a player from Japan can become one of the sport's biggest stars on American soil. In many ways, he's a trailblazer, carrying the weight of expectations on his shoulders and delivering in spectacular fashion. Yet, the legal challenges and controversies off the field serve as a reminder that the life of a superstar athlete isn't always glamorous. Behind the scenes, there are complex negotiations, personal disputes, and business interests that can sometimes clash with the purity of the game. For Otani, balancing these realities while staying focused on performance is no easy task. But if there's one thing his career has shown so far, it's that he thrives under pressure, often turning obstacles into opportunities. As the Dodgers push through the critical stages of the season, the spotlight on Otani only grows brighter. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, waiting to see if he can not only break records, but also lead his team deep into the postseason. The stakes couldn't be higher, and every swing, every pitch carries immense weight. For a player who has already redefined what it means to be a two-way athlete, this next chapter could cement his place among baseball's immortals. As the season unfolds, the Los Angeles Dodgers find themselves at a pivotal crossroads. They're sitting at the top of the National League West, but the margin for error has never been thinner. The San Diego Padres have been relentless, closing in with every game, and the Dodgers' once comfortable lead is now down to a single game. The pressure cooker atmosphere is palpable, and every player on the roster feels it. When a team is chasing a championship, the mental and physical demands escalate exponentially. It's not just about raw talent or individual brilliance anymore. It's about cohesion, resilience, and the ability to perform under the harshest spotlight. For a squad stacked with stars, the Dodgers are currently wrestling with an inconsistency that's hard to reconcile. The slump they're enduring lately has raised eyebrows, especially given the high expectations heading into the season. After an impressive start, the Dodgers' performance has dipped, leaving fans and analysts scratching their heads. Manager Dave Roberts has not shied away from addressing the situation head-on. His calls for urgency echo throughout the clubhouse. It's clear he recognizes that talent alone won't carry them to the finish line. Whether it's starting pitching that falters at critical moments, situational hitting that leaves runners stranded, or base-running errors that squander opportunities, the Dodgers have struggled to close out games with the same dominance they showed earlier in the season. This is baseball, of course, a game defined by its unpredictability and moments of heartbreak. But when you're chasing back-to-back World Series titles, the stakes transform every loss into a potential setback of monumental proportions. The pressure isn't just on the players, but on the entire organization. Front office executives, coaches, and support staff are all laser-focused on turning things around. The weight of history looms large for the Dodgers, a franchise that has tasted championship glory but knows all too well how quickly fortunes can change. Amid this turbulent stretch, some players have stood out as beacons of hope. Tascar Hernandez, for example, has become a critical piece of the Dodgers puzzle. His journey is a story in itself, from fan favorite in Toronto to a key contributor in Los Angeles. Hernandez's impact has been undeniable. He's a seasoned veteran with a powerful bat and a knack for coming through in clutch situations. This season, Hernandez is maintaining a solid batting average, and his home run count is steadily climbing. The contract extension he signed with the Dodgers reflects the team's faith in his ability to deliver when it matters most. Hernandez's near return to Toronto earlier this year adds an intriguing subplot to the narrative. There is genuine interest on both sides, and the prospect of reuniting with the Blue Jays could have sparked a different kind of energy for both player and team. But ultimately, the deal didn't materialize, and Hernandez remains in Los Angeles, where he continues to push toward championship glory. For the Blue Jays, meanwhile, this season has been a roller coaster of its own. Their aggressive moves to bolster the roster, including bringing in left-handed power hitter Anthony Santandere, show a clear intent to compete at the highest level. Though Santandere has faced injury setbacks, young stars like Addison Barger have stepped up, giving Toronto a potent mix of talent that has them leading the American League East. The Blue Jays and Dodgers share more than just divisional dominance this season. They share a storyline of resurgence and ambition. Both teams are hungry for postseason success, and both have the pieces to make a serious run. The thought of these two titans meeting in the World Series is tantalizing for fans, a clash of styles, talent, and willpower that promises to deliver drama and excitement on a grand scale. Turning back to Otani, his individual journey continues to captivate. Beyond the home run chase and pitching performances, he's a player who embodies the modern evolution of baseball. His presence on the mound and at the plate forces opposing teams to strategize differently. Pitchers have to prepare not just for the damage he can do with the bat, but also for the challenge he presents on the mound. Hitters in his own lineup benefit from his multifaceted skill set, as he can influence games in so many ways. It's rare to see a player who can do so much at such a high level, and the Dodgers are undoubtedly leveraging every ounce of his talent as they pursue their goals. However, there are real questions about the longevity of this two-way approach. Pitching is notoriously taxing on the body, and injuries can derail even the most promising careers. Otani's workload must be managed carefully, balancing his desire to contribute on both fronts with the practical limits of endurance. This balancing act is a storyline to watch as the season progresses. Will he be able to maintain this pace and stay healthy enough to continue being a dominant force on the mound and at the plate? Off the field, the shadow of the ongoing lawsuit adds a layer of complexity to Otani's narrative. While details remain largely private, the sheer scale of the financial claim and the nature of the accusations have put him in the spotlight for reasons beyond baseball. This legal battle serves as a reminder that professional athletes often face pressures that extend far beyond the diamond. Managing fame, endorsements, legal issues, and personal matters requires a level of focus and composure that can be as demanding as any game. How Otani navigates these challenges could very well impact his legacy, both as a player and as a public figure. The Dodgers as a franchise are no strangers to navigating adversity. Their history is filled with moments of both triumph and turmoil, and the current season feels like a microcosm of that ongoing saga. The team's front office has made significant investments in talent, signaling a commitment to winning now. But assembling a roster full of stars is only part of the equation. Success hinges on chemistry, mental toughness, and the ability to deliver when it counts. It's in this pressure cooker environment that champions are forged, and the Dodgers are feeling that heat as the regular season winds down. Players like Mookie Betts, who has been a consistent force in the lineup, provide stability and leadership. Alongside rising talents and seasoned veterans, the Dodgers possess a blend of youth and experience that should serve them well in the postseason. Yet, the recent stretch of mixed results is a clear signal that no team can rest on past achievements. Every game matters, every inning is critical, and the margin between victory and defeat is razor thin. The manager, Dave Roberts, has been vocal about the need for urgency, and his approach reflects the high stakes. There's an understanding that complacency cannot be tolerated at this stage. The Dodgers have had their share of close calls and missed opportunities in recent years, and there's a collective hunger to push through those barriers. Roberts' leadership will be tested as he strives to keep the team focused, motivated, and prepared for the battles ahead. Meanwhile, the competition in the National League West remains fierce. Teams like the Padres and Giants are battling not just for pride, but for playoff positioning. Every win, every loss shifts the dynamic, and the pressure to perform consistently intensifies. This division race is one of the most exciting storylines in baseball right now, a true test of character for the Dodgers. As for the fans, the roller coaster ride evokes a mix of anxiety and excitement. Watching a team that boasts some of the game's biggest stars struggle through a slump is tough, but it also makes the eventual triumph all the sweeter. The anticipation builds with every game, every swing of the bat, every pitch thrown. Baseball has a way of delivering unexpected heroes and unforgettable moments, and this season feels right for both. This isn't just about winning games, it's about defining legacies. For Shohei Otani, chasing down legends like Roger Maris, Alex Rodriguez, and Babe Ruth isn't merely a personal quest. It's a chance to etch his name alongside the greatest the sport has ever seen. For the Dodgers, it's about proving that their star-studded lineup can deliver on the promise of championship glory once again. And for baseball fans everywhere, it's an exhilarating journey filled with drama, talent, and the timeless thrill of America's pastime. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The baseball rumor mill has rarely spun this wildly, but the latest whispers suggest the impossible has happened. Juan Soto, one of the sport's most electrifying talents, is reportedly on his way to the Los Angeles Dodgers after a blockbuster trade with the New York Mets. While the official statements remain carefully worded, multiple insiders claim the deal has been finalized behind closed doors and is awaiting a carefully choreographed announcement. The alleged transaction has sent shockwaves through the baseball community, with fans flooding social media in disbelief and excitement. The move would mark the latest bold stroke in the Dodgers' relentless pursuit of dominance, while leaving Mets supporters questioning the direction of their franchise. Sources describe late-night negotiations, secret meetings at an undisclosed Manhattan hotel, and a string of hurried phone calls involving both front offices. The rumored package heading to the Mets is said to include a mix of top-tier prospects, a promising young pitcher, and cash considerations, though details remain murky. If true, this would represent one of the most daring trades of the modern era, a calculated gamble that could alter the balance of power in the National League for years to come. What makes this alleged trade even more intriguing is the timing. With the season entering its critical stretch, moving a star like Soto could redefine playoff races across both leagues. Whispers suggest Dodgers president of baseball operations Andrew Friedman has been quietly eyeing Soto for months, seeing him as the perfect piece to bolster an already stacked lineup. The Mets, meanwhile, have been wrestling with a season full of highs and lows, facing mounting pressure from both fans and media to make decisive moves. According to one unnamed scout, the Dodgers front office has been obsessed with SOTO's unique combination of plate discipline, power, and postseason poise. Insiders claim the Dodgers see SOTO not only as a short-term offensive spark, but as a long-term cornerstone who could define the franchise's next decade. For the Mets, the rumored return package could provide both immediate depth and future potential, though the emotional cost of losing a generational player might be immeasurable. Negotiations, according to those in the know, accelerated over the last 72 hours, with both sides pushing through logistical hurdles that had previously seemed insurmountable. The possible implications of this move stretch beyond the field. Market analysts believe SOTO's arrival in Los Angeles could significantly boost merchandise sales, television ratings, and overall franchise value. SOTO is one of those rare athletes whose appeal transcends team loyalty, and placing him in the spotlight of Dodger Stadium could make him one of the most visible faces in American sports. In marketing terms, the Dodgers would not just be acquiring a player, they would be investing in a global brand. Fans in Los Angeles are already fantasizing about seeing SOTO bat alongside Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, forming what could be one of the most feared offensive trios in baseball history. The Mets, while facing backlash, might be making a strategic play to free up payroll flexibility for future off-season pursuits. Still, there's an undercurrent of disbelief, with even seasoned commentators cautioning that until the Dodgers post an official confirmation, everything remains speculative. Yet, the growing number of credible leaks suggests this may be less of a fantasy and more of a bold reality. From a strategic standpoint, the move makes sense for both teams, though in vastly different ways. For the Dodgers, adding SOTO before the trade deadline could give them the offensive edge they need to secure the top seed in the National League, setting them up for a deep postseason run. His ability to work counts, draw walks, and deliver in clutch moments is well documented, and pairing that with the Dodgers' already potent pitching staff could prove lethal to opponents. For the Mets, trading away SOTO might initially feel like a retreat, but front office insiders reportedly view it as a necessary pivot towards sustainable success. The prospect haul, while still under wraps, allegedly includes 2 players ranked in MLB's top 25 pipeline, along with a high-velocity reliever who has impressed scouts. These assets could be crucial for a team seeking to rebuild while maintaining competitiveness in the NL East. However, the optics are risky. Mets fans have long seen SOTO as a central figure in the team's championship aspirations, and moving him, even for a significant return, will test the patience and faith of the fan base in ways the front office has rarely experienced. In the end, whether this blockbuster trade proves to be a masterstroke or a misstep will be determined on the diamond in the months and years ahead. Baseball history is filled with seismic transactions that reshaped franchises for better or worse, and this rumored SOTO deal has all the hallmarks of such a moment. If he does indeed don Dodger blue, the energy in Los Angeles could reach fever pitch, with the team positioned as a juggernaut heading into October. Conversely, if the Mets' calculated gamble pays off, they could find themselves stocked with the kind of young, controllable talent that forms the backbone of future championships. For now, fans are left in a limbo of speculation, clinging to every leak, cryptic social media post, and insider tidbit. Until the ink is dry and the official press conference is held, all that exists is a tantalizing mixture of excitement, skepticism, and anticipation. One thing is certain. The possibility of Juan Soto swapping the orange and blue for the iconic white and blue has already become one of the most captivating baseball stories of the year. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.